afternoon, I'm Mai Rodriguez. Today on Newsfeed at noon, after battering northern Luzon, Typhoon Ophel weakens into a severe tropical storm. But an approaching storm Pepito intensifies into a typhoon as it undergoes rapid intensification. And the Philippine Coast Guard is on heightened alert to ensure the safety of sea travel amid two weather disturbances. Thanks for joining us. Pag-asa says Typhoon Ophel has weakened into a severe tropical storm over the Luzon Strait. It was last monitored 215 kilometers northwest of Calayan, Cagayan, moving north-northwest at 20 kilometers per hour. It has maximum sustained winds of 110 kph and gustiness of up to 135 kph. Meanwhile, Pepito intensifies into a typhoon as it undergoes rapid intensification. It was last spotted 620 kilometers east-northeast of Hinatuan, Surigao del Sur. It is moving westward at 30 kph with maximum sustained winds of 130 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 160 kph. Let's get the latest on the track and storm warning signals from Pag-asa. We have on the phone weather specialist Raymond Ordinario. Good afternoon, Raymond. Tell us, may storm signals pa ba related to Tropical Storm Ophel?
Yes, good morning, Ms. Mai. And as of now, we still have signal number 2 raised over the Batanes province. Meanwhile, signal number 1 was raised over the northern portion of Cagayan, Babuyan Island, and the northern portion of Apayao, and also in the northern portion of Ilocos Norte.
So ano na ang track nitong si Ophel? Papalabas na ba ito ng Philippine Area of Responsibility?
Yes, Ms. Amay, nakita natin ito mamayang gabi, lalabas ito ng PAR. Ngunit yung ating forecast scenario kasi magre-recurve. Ibig sabihin, babalik at papasok ulit ng ating area of responsibility at babaybay siya papunta rito sa southern Taiwan area. At after niya po mag-cross ang southern Taiwan, ito po ay magwi-weekend na ito low pressure area pagdating po ng umaga ng November 18.
Parang nakita na natin itong pag-loop ng isang typhoon, ano? Dati, yung nakaraan lang na storm. Ito bang si, anong pangalan nun? Si Karina. Oo, dahil itong si Typhoon Pepito naman, papalapit na. Saan ba ito magla-landfall, Raymond?
Sa ngayon po, base sa ating latest track, still ang tinutumbok pa rin ito, Catanduanes, Bicol Region area. Then after that po ay babaybay dito sa may karagatan silangan ng Quezon and possible na maglandfall between Quezon, Aurora area and magtatraverse ng Central Luzon at lalabas dito sa may Zambales. So mangyayari po yan lahat, Miss May, between Saturday hanggang Monday. So yun po yung critical period natin nababantayan for effect po ni Typhoon Pepito.
3 araw pala dapat magmatyag dito para dito kay Pepito, no? Catanduanes, nako, Bicol Region na naman ang matatamaan nito. Raymond, may chance pa bang humina itong si Typhoon Pepito bago mag-landfall?
Sa ngayon po, may posibilidad na humina, ngunit base sa ating pagtataya, no, bago ito lumapit ng Catanduanes o habang babaybay ng Catanduanes, ito ay maaaring umabot pa ng super typhoon category. So ibig sabihin, malakas na hangin ang babayo dyan sa Catanduanes, kasama na yung easternmost part ng Bicol region. So yun po yung nakikita natin na possible mangyari po yan by Saturday ng gabi. So dapat po as early as now, mag-prepare na po yung mga kabayan natin dyan sa Bicol Region and Samar provinces.
Nako, lalakas pa pala. Parang itong si Typhoon Ophel, ano, naging super typhoon at katunayan, itinaas nyo ang signal number 5, no, sa ilang lugar doon sa Cagayan. Ito namang si Pepito, ano kayang category ito?
Sa ngayon po siya ay typhoon na, pero dahil nasa karagatan, malaki ang chance nito pa na maging super typhoon. So possible po na maglabas tayo ng signal number 5 dito po sa area ng Bicol Region. Sa ngayon po, mas malaki ang chance na mag-5 dyan po sa may Catanduanes area.
Okay, aside from Catanduanes, Raymond, is any more specific areas na kailangan maghanda ngayon pa lang?
Sa ngayon po, ito yung mga areas natin na nilagyan na natin ng signal number 2 due to Pepito. dyan po sa eastern portion ng Northern Samar, northern portion ng Eastern Samar, samantalang signal number 1 naman sa southeastern portion ng Quezon, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Albay, Sorsogon, Masbate, rest of Northern Samar, rest of Eastern Samar, Samar at Biliran. So yun na po yung mga areas that early as now ay dapat na pong maghanda.
What about dito sa Metro Manila, sa buong NCR? As we have experienced doon kay Karina, kahit doon siya sa Bicol region, malakas din ang ulan dito. May pagbaha din dito sa Metro Manila at sa Central Luzon. Anong areas kaya ang makakaranas ng malakas na ulan this weekend?
So sa iba, pagdating naman dito sa malakas na ulan this weekend, so dyan po sa may area ng Catanduanes, Albay, Sorsogon, Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Masbate, Leyte, Quezon, Samar at Biliran. Pagdating naman po ng Sunday hanggang mag-Monday, dyan na po sa Catanduanes, Quezon, Aurora, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Metro Manila, Northern Samar, Albay, Sorsogon, Marinduque, Cavite, Laguna, Rizal, Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Bataan, Zambales, Tarlac, Batangas, Pampanga, Masbate, Romblon, Eastern Samar, Samar, Oriental, Mindoro, Pangasinan, Nueva Vizcaya at Quirino. So yun po yung mga areas na dadaanan nga ng bagyong si Pepito, kaya po yun yung mga nakikitaan natin na possible na malalakas na ulan.
So Raymond, sa ngayon pinapakita namin yung track ni Pepito. If you could just show it again on our screens. So ano ba ang possible scenario by Monday? Asa na ba si Pepito by that time? Kasi alam naman natin, Monday, back to school, back to work. Malakas ba ang ulan yan? At ano mga areas ang tatamaan sa Monday?
So pagdating naman pa ng Monday, nasa natin nasa West Philippine Sea na to. So possible na lang ang mga pagulan dito sa western portion ng Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, dito po sa may Zambales area in La Union. So yun po yun nakikita natin na possible pa na mga ulanin. Pero yun nga po, ang babantayan natin dito mismo is yung Sunday natin.
Okay.
Dahil possible po magiging maulan ng Sunday. Mahagip din ng mga pagulan nitong Metro Manila area. Kaya po, dapat maghanda rin tayo doon sa ulan na mararanasan natin. Pinakamaaga na po yung Sabado ng gabi at buong araw ng Linggo ay uulanin po tayo.
And hopefully by Monday nakadaan na siya ng Luzon landmass. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Pag-asa Weather Specialist Raymond Ordinario. The local government of Albay prepared early for the possible intensification of Pepito. Albay Acting Governor Glenda Bongao tells BNC's Weather HQ they have conducted preemptive evacuations, dismissed classes early, and suspended work to ensure zero casualty in the province. She adds relief packages have been pre-positioned.
Nasa prepositioning na po kami ng relief. Mauuna po siyempre ang barangay, ang mga LGUs, and ang probinsya naman ay nasa augmentation. And kasama din po natin ang DSWD, and in-assure naman tayo na nandyan sila, ready ang kanilang mga food packs in case na medyo magtagal po ang ating mga evacuees sa evacuation center.
The Philippine Coast Guard remains on heightened alert due to the incoming typhoon Pepito. From the Office of Civil Defense, we have on the phone our reporter Hannah T. Hannah, what can you tell us about the preparations and the latest data from the OCD?
Mai, this afternoon at 2 p.m., the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or NDRRMC, will reconvene to discuss response plans ahead of Typhoon Pepito's landfall. In preparation for Typhoon Pepito, the NDRRMC will be activating its emergency preparedness and response protocols in regions expected to be affected. This includes coordinating with the local government units to ensure the readiness of evacuation centers and pre-positioning of relief goods. Search, rescue, and retrieval teams from the AFP, PNP, BFP, and PCG are on standby for immediate deployment. Aside from that, the NDRRMC is closely monitoring weather updates from the Pag-asa to provide timely information to the public. They're also advising residents in vulnerable areas to stay alert, follow evacuation orders, and follow safety protocols to minimize the impact of the typhoon. Mai severe tropical storm Ophel has left significant effects in northern Luzon. In Gonzaga, Cagayan, floods have receded, but large logs that swept into town have been revealed. Task Force Lingkod Cagayan is working to clear these from main roads. Meanwhile, passengers were unable to cross the San Jose Bridge in Santa Ana after heavy rains caused severe damage last night. Authorities continue clearing operations and assessments to restore access and ensure the safety of affected residents and travelers. At least 17 roads remain impassable across Cagayan, with major disruptions in places like Tuguegarao City. Nearly 10,000 families, or around 29,000 individuals, were evacuated across the province. As the region struggles to recover, Pag-asa has once again issued a rainfall outlook due to Typhoon Pepito. Moderate rains may be expected in northern Luzon today. Mai?
Hannah, do we have an initial estimate of the damage caused by Typhoon Ophel?
Yes, Mai, the NDRRMC reports that estimated infrastructure damage brought by typhoons Nika and Ophel in central Luzon is around 320 million, with agricultural losses at nearly 850,000. Assistance worth 23.06 million has been provided to the victims so far. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you. Hannah T. reporting from the Office of the Civil Defense. The Philippine Coast Guard is on heightened alert due to the series of weather disturbances. To tell us about preparations for the new Typhoon Pepito, we have on the phone Coast Guard Deputy Spokesperson Lieutenant Commander Michael John Encina. Good afternoon po, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon po.
So are there areas now that you have suspended sea travel already because of Typhoon Pepito?
Yes, ma'am. No, particularly in the area of Coast Guard Station Northern Samar, they've already issued sea travel advisory, suspending voyages in the areas of Northern Samar. Actually, ma'am, we have monitored 614 stranded passenger in port of Santa Clara, Dapdap Port, and Looc Port. So that is in the accumulation, plus 167 rolling cargoes in the said areas.
So 167 all Roro, sir?
Yes, ma'am. And 5 vessels as well.
What about in the Bicol region, sir? Because itong si Typhoon Pepito, dyan daw po tatama with Catanduanes, the whole of Bicol, possibly getting the severe impacts of Pepito.
Yes, ma'am. For the Bicol region, we are updating our information and data coming from the said district. We are just waiting for their updates, ma'am. These are areas for Northern Samar. The mere fact that we've already received tropical cyclone warning signal in the said vicinity.
Possibly Saturday night going into Sunday, doon daw po yung malakas na epekto nitong si Pepito. Ano? What are the scenarios that you're seeing, sir, this weekend?
Well, the PCG already made coordination as part of our campaign. The 3 Ps we practice, particularly when there are typhoon signals or typhoon that will be coming in the Philippine area of responsibility. What we do is to implement these measures, proactive, preventive, and preemptive measures. For proactive measures, we've already made coordination with the cognizant local government units, the DRRMOs, for our response, identify the flooding areas. For the preventive measures, ito nga po yung pagsususpend natin ng mga biyahe to avert any maritime incident. And for preemptive naman po, ito yung ating I-Care campaign plan, intensified community assistance, awareness, response, and enforcement, wherein we go to the communities, coastal areas, and inform the fisher folks not to venture out of sea.
Sir, given that there are 614 stranded passengers, what should they expect?
So we are advising them, ma'am, no, to at least kung malapit lang naman po yung kanilang mga pinanggalingan, kung maaari, if they can go back, might as well, yung po yung one of the best thing na pwede po nilang gawin. Like what you've said, Saturday, Sunday pa po ito. So definitely, kung ito po yung track ng bagyo at tatahakin po nito, ay hindi po tayo magpapabiyahe. Tayo naman po ay nakipag-ugnayan na sa PPA, sa Philippine Ports Authority, for any hot meals na pwede pong maibigay at may provide po natin dito sa mga stranded passengers.
Maraming salamat. Thank you for your time. Coast Guard Deputy Spokesperson, Lieutenant Commander Michael John Encina. In Peru, protesters clashed with riot police on the first day of the APEC summit in Lima. Violence erupted when demonstrators tried to force their way into the APEC venue. Peruvians are denouncing what they call the looting of the country's natural resources. They also want their government to step down. At the National Palace, Peru's president proceeded with bilateral meetings with some world leaders who've arrived for the summit. On to Trump 2.0 as the president-elect names Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead America's top health agency. Kennedy, an environmental activist who has spread misinformation on vaccines, ran for president in this year's election as an independent but dropped out in August. He endorsed Trump in exchange for a role in the Republican administration.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he came in. And he's going to help make America healthy again. And now he's a great guy, and he really means it. He wants to do some things, and we're going to let him go to it. I just said, but, Bobby, leave the oil to me.
The Health Department oversees the Food and Drug Administration, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the National Institutes of Health, and the massive Medicare and Medicaid services programs, which provide health coverage for the poor, those aged 65 and older, and the disabled. Kennedy has been criticized for making false medical claims. He once said that vaccines are linked to autism. He was also accused of spreading misinformation about COVID-19. We're taking a quick break. Up next, the country slips down in the World Digital Competitiveness Ranking. The details after the break. Stay tuned. You're back on Newsfeed at noon. The Philippines slides 2 spots in this year's World Digital Competitiveness Ranking, now ranked 61st out of 67 economies. The country dropped in both the knowledge and technology categories and improved slightly in future readiness from 59th to 58th. This slip highlights the challenge of staying competitive in a digital-first global economy. Local companies must adapt faster to technological advancements or risk falling behind. The government and private sector must invest in technology and education to boost the country's digital capacity and future readiness. Foreign investment pledges surge in the third quarter with commitments reaching over 146 billion pesos. This is a staggering 434% increase from 27 billion pesos last year. South Korea leads as the top source of these investments, followed by Switzerland. This spike in foreign pledges is a sign of growing confidence in the Philippines as a business destination, particularly in light of recent efforts to improve the country's digital infrastructure and business environment. For local businesses, this surge represents a golden opportunity to leverage new investments and partnerships that can drive innovation and expansion. Morocco is advancing its nuclear energy strategy with the support of top French agencies. Company officials recently visited leading nuclear research bodies in France to explore strategic partnerships. Among the topics is the potential integration of nuclear power in the Philippines' energy mix. This move signals a commitment to diversifying the country's energy sources and moving towards more sustainable and reliable energy solutions. After a hefty price hike this week, expect a slight rollback in fuel costs next week, November 19th. Estimates show gasoline prices could go down by up to ₱1 per liter, diesel by as much as 95 centavos, and kerosene by up to 80 centavos. The Energy Department attributes this to OPEC's lowering of its oil demand forecast, as well as the U.S. Energy Information Administration's decision to cut its 2025 crude price projection. The DOE also cites China's weak economy, with investors maintaining a pessimistic outlook on Chinese demand. We're taking a quick break. When we return, a wheelchair with flexible wheels is paving the way for mobility for humans and robots in South Korea. Stay with us. You're still watching Newsfeed at noon. On to some Miss Universe updates. Touchdown Mexico for Miss Universe 2018. Catriona Gray ahead of the much-anticipated pageant night. Catriona will once again serve as the event's backstage host. She also shared new photographs on Instagram with vibrant floral-themed portraits. Our own bet, Chelsea Manalo, is among dozens of beauties aiming for the crown. Miss Universe 2024 is scheduled for Sunday, November 17, Philippine time. Now take a look at this. Imagine a wheelchair with flexible wheels that could navigate obstacles like humps and even staircases. Over in South Korea, this brand new invention is paving the way for mobility for humans and also for robots. Researchers say these morphing wheels can roll over obstacles up to 1.3 times in height. They hope this would be a groundbreaking pivot for persons with disability and rolling robots. And that's the news this hour. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Keep it here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. Good afternoon.